Welcome, Pirate families. It's time that we give you an update on Lytle Pirates and what our plans are for the back to school. Before we start, I would like to give you a statement of the facts. I want to share my screen with you first. This is the Texas Department of State Health Services website, and it has this Texas case counts COVID-19. This is information that you can check each day. This is something that we're watching daily to see how the counts are going. If you look at this first tab, cases by county, you can see Bexar County. I've clicked on Bexar County and it shows that they've had 10,147 positive cases. We look at our county of Atascosa, and it shows Atascosa right up here, 90 cases. And then over here, our neighbor Medina County, which we do have some students live in Medina County, 254 positive cases. Many of those are related to the prison. If you move down here and look at these other tabs, you'll have active cases by county. As we see, Medina County has 254 under the active cases by county. Medina County has 7 cases. And then if we click to Atascosa County, we had 9 total, but now we have 49 active cases. And then for Bexar County, they had 10,000 total, but they're now at 6,000 active cases. For our county of Atascosa, if we keep watching that, we do have 51,000 people that live in Atascosa County. So 49 of those 51,000 people have an active case currently. And this is as of June 30th. We're looking at this chart on June 30th. This is a really excellent website, I think, for you to go to and watch. What has got concern for everyone and encouraging everybody to continue with the social distancing and watching the wearing your face mask is the case trends. So if you look at this data, this tab on the website, you can see how the cases have gone up. We started out in March, 425 one day, and now we've already gone up. The highest number here is over almost 6,000 cases in one day. So this is the charts and graphs that you'll want to be keeping an eye on as you make decisions about back to school and what you're going to be doing with your children. Our parents, we've given you a lot of information to think about. And in addition to that, for the next month, the month of July, we hope that you'll go out and do some research yourself. I have a couple of sites that we're going to put up on our website and our social media pages that come from Facebook. And one of them starts out and has some political implications in it, but I share that with you to look and see. As you're listening to things, pull out pieces of the information that could be useful. In this first one with our representative, Dan Crenshaw, he's talking about hospitals in Houston, and I pulled that information and said, look, I want to look into that. Let's see what these hospitals in Houston are saying. So then I was able to find another video that's very, very informative. The 4 CEOs of the Houston hospitals doing a Zoom meeting, and I think that's very, very informative. So let me just share briefly with you for a moment one of these videos. I'm not going to play the whole video for you, but I'm just going to start it so that you can go back later and watch it if you like. We'll put the links on our website for you to look at.
I want to take a moment to address what's happening in Houston cases in Texas. The unfortunate reality is that many of these COVID-19 care and divide people, and you probably don't know what to believe. You don't know what to trust.
Okay, so that's a little teaser if you'd like to watch more of that interview, and we will post it on our website. And here's the other one that I was mentioning with the doctors from the Houston hospital.
Hearing is a report that we are at 97% or so capacity across the Texas Medical Center. At Houston Methodist, we're somewhere in the low 90s right now in terms of capacity of ICU beds. But let me put that in perspective, because I think just that number is being misinterpreted, and quite frankly, we're concerned that there is a level of alarm in the community that is unwarranted right now, because we do have the capacity to care for many more patients and have lots of fluidity and ability to.
So this is the type of information that I hope that you will seek out and look for. We will try to add links to it on our website just to help you with keeping yourself informed. As always, keep yourself safe, keep your family safe. You know, the experts are advising us not to go out on the 4th of July in groups of bigger than 10. So just keep those things in mind. If you do go out, remember social distancing and remember to wear your mask. And then hopefully we'll be able to see everybody back when we get back to school in August. I've asked our leadership team to join me on the Zoom today. So we're each going to go through and I'm going to ask each of them to give you some updates as to what their plans are for back to school. All right, our Assistant Superintendent, Harry Piles, can you give us an update on our plans for back to school and give us a little overview of our calendar that was approved by the board?
Absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and take over the screen real quick here. On our website, what we've done is we've updated it to where if parents or any one of us goes to parents and then goes to resources, you'll now see our updated or approved by the board calendar, academic calendar. And I'll show you exactly how to get to it. So once there, we'll go ahead and load it up. And some of the new things you're going to see on this calendar, of course, is our new starting time. We're actually going to bring the kids back into district on the 13th of August. We'll bring staff back on the 4th, new teachers on the 3rd of August. We'll finish out our entire year on June the 4th. Some of the new things you'll notice or you have in this calendar is we've added 4 additional instructional days as well as 25 intercession days. You're going to notice that there is a week of October that has an intercession week and one in February during the year. That's an opportunity basically for all the campuses to select a group of kids that needed a little added support to go in order to go and move them forward in their academics. We've also done the same thing at the end of the year. So once the kids are done on the 4th, we'll finish up with our staff, and then starting on June 10th, we'll then have an intercession at the end of the year to help it minimize any summer slide that might take place there. So that's one of the first things we did. The next thing I'd like to share with you guys is if you actually jump over to TA's website. TA has posted this. It's been out since spring break in March, and basically it's a COVID virus support and guidance. So on this site, you'll have, of course, information for the governor, from the commissioner. They'll share resources as I slide down, some things that might be of interest to not only our staff, but as well as the community. You have instructional continuity planning, and I'll click on that real quick and jump in there. In here, you'll have some resources that we're using, as well as community members, parents can use. You have the Texas Home Learning Network, that are some additional resources parents might find beneficial to help their kiddos. So I'll jump over there and kind of show what that looks like briefly. So then it gives you portal right here, whether you're looking for items in Spanish, at a district level, at a teacher level, as well as parents and students. So there's resources you can find there as well. So I'll go ahead and take us back. And now I'm back up at that starting page right there. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to slide down, and I'm actually going to go down to where it says waivers, finance, and grants. And within there, there's some new information that was shared to us by the commissioner this last week. Now, I will state that this is right now draft documentation. What we're waiting for is July 2nd to get additional information. But one of the items you're going to find right here, of course, is this guide for PDF. And these PDFs right here, which are actually the FAQs, frequently asked questions, as well as some other guidance. So one of them, for example, is the Start Strong information. And this one, you know, one of the things for us as administrators and as a district, we take a look at the COVID slide. And this is some of those areas why you now see a new calendar that's going to benefit our students, all of us really, to get a chance to kind of target those areas and take a look at what kids need added support within those intersessions. Another slide I'll share, or actually another slide on this deck right here, is I'm going to slide down to slide number 8. And what this is talking about is the methods in which we'll provide remote instruction. So they have synchronous and asynchronous methods. And as you can see right there, synchronous would be a real-time interaction. Asynchronous would be where it can be more self-paced. Students can work on it as internet's available or support is available. So those are 2 methods we're taking a look at right now. One other component with it that was discussed in this draft was the fact of making sure that while they're doing remote instruction, that if they're in between the grades of 3rd through 5th, we need to make sure they're getting at least 180 instructional minutes. If they're in our secondary campuses, making sure they're receiving 240 instructional minutes. That is per day. So that is not, you know, kind of all culminating at the end of the week. That is a daily amount of instructional minutes that are required in order to receive or get credit for attendance for that day. Now I'm going to jump on over to the FAQ. The FAQ, which is frequently asked questions, was also attached, and that goes into a little bit more details, and we'll have all these links available to them, your community. And this will show you some additional information in regards to the methods of doing the attendance. It breaks down right there, as you can see on my screen. It shows you the minutes, once again, talking about the big thing right there, of course, they added was not necessarily consecutive. So if a kiddo is working, they work a little bit in the morning, they work a little bit mid-morning, and then in the afternoon, that is acceptable. And so that is some of the information we have there. Once we get further guidance from TA, of course, we'll share it out as well. There you are, ma'am.
All right, thank you very much. I also want to reassure our parents that we're here to work with them. We are going to work with them on whichever choice they have for their child. If the parent wants their child to be instructed remotely, then we're going to do everything we can to help them with that remote instruction. And we'll follow those guidelines that are laid out that you just shared with us for remote instruction. If the parent wants their child to be taught in person, then we have a lot of things in place, and we're going to go over many of those things today to give parents the reassurance that we're trying to think of everything we can to keep their child safe and secure. But again, it's going to be the parent's choice. If they want their child to come in person, or if they want their child to remain at home and be instructed remotely. And we'll honor that choice and support them. Let's go on to William Cross, our Director of Operations. Can you give us a little overview of what we're doing in the world of public health and safety with the school district?
Yes, ma'am. I'll be happy to. In preparing to open up our buildings back up to our staff and students for the 2021 school year, it seems like we've been working around the clock in the operations department. Of course, our school district and our facilities and our buildings and campuses will be sanitized and cleaned on a regular basis as always. But preparing for this upcoming school year, we've purchased over $40,000 worth of personal protective equipment and supplies, including over $20,000 on hand sanitizer. We've also ordered, and they're on the way, 30,000 disposable masks, over 200,000 antibacterial wipes, 30 cases of hospital-grade aerosol disinfectant has been ordered and will be used to sanitize classrooms and workstations daily. We've ordered over 300,000 nitrile gloves to help keep our staff and our students safe for this coming school year. So it's been all hands on deck. It's been extremely busy, but we feel that we are head and shoulders above where we were last year at this time, and being able to keep our schools safe and sanitary and clean for everybody.
Great. Thank you so much. And I think we're going to have the cleanest building we've ever had. So it's a good job.
I completely agree. Thank you, ma'am.
And that brings us to our transportation department, and our transportation director is Armando Esquivel. Can you talk to us a little bit about how you're going to bring the students to school? Some precautions that we'll have?
Yes, ma'am. Just like before, we are already inspecting all our buses, make sure all our buses are safe to be on our Texas roadways. Also, we will be making a big push on bus sanitation for the 2021 school year. We will be sanitizing every bus after every trip. And also, I'll be personally training authorized personnel will be the ones to be sanitizing buses. Sanitation will basically be a spray and a wipe down, high touch areas, and also on the student assigned seats. The sanitation will require the bus to be secured for at least 10 minutes and then released to service. All drivers will be asked to wear a mask and even a face shield if it does not constrict them from their viewing their mirrors and any other devices that might be on the bus that they may need to be looking at. Other than that, that's what we're looking at knocking down for the school year, and definitely keeping our buses as clean as possible.
All right. Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we want to ask Cumorah Eldredge, our safety and security plan person, to give us a little overview of some of the things she's working on with the campuses to keep everybody safe and secure.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. The following precautions I'm going to suggest here are things to kind of show our staff, our students, our parents, and the community that we really take safety here at Lytle ISD with the utmost importance. And these mitigation efforts that we will be putting in place for the 2021 school year will help to contain or slow the spread of COVID-19 within our community. You're going to hear us all kind of talk about face masks or face shields. We're going to kind of try and refer to them all as face coverings, just because we want you to know there's no one size fits all type of face covering. You can wear masks. Some people are going to do the shields. It's really going to be what helps you feel comfortable and feel safe. So with that said, we're encouraging all students and staff, when you arrive to school, when you leave school, and during passing periods, that you wear your face covering. We also ask that if you're going to be, having to get up during class to use the restroom or something, that you also will wear your face covering. But while you're sitting down in your classroom, the students will be able to take those face coverings off, just because we know that it's going to be really challenging, especially for our littles, to have to keep that on. Temperatures will be taken every morning as we enter the buildings, both staff and students. We have over 100 thermometers. We also have thermal scan thermometers. So we've got plenty of thermometers here to take care of that need. Hand sanitizer will be in every single classroom. We also are going to be having a lot more outside spaces for educational learning. And the purpose for this is obviously when weather permits, teachers can take their classes outside. They can spread out a little bit more. They can remove their facial coverings. They can breathe in that fresh air. We're going to be putting up quite a few more coverings, tarps, tents, that sort of thing, and bringing some fans out there so it's not quite so hot on those warmer days. But as I mentioned, we're doing all that we can to mitigate the spread of this virus. So thank you for trusting us.
All right, thank you. The next thing I know people wonder about is how are we going to feed their children? So let's go to Amie Carrillo, our food service director, and give us a little update on the plans you have for feeding children.
Yes, ma'am. Starting the beginning of the school, we are working on some plans to serve in the classroom and also to provide meals for pickup for our remote learners. We do have our summer food program that's going to be opening up on July 21st through the 31st. This is going to be a pickup only. Students will have to be present to pick up the meal. We have the 3 pickup spots. We have primary is going to be the bus pickup area. Elementary is going to be the cafeteria area. And our junior high school is going to have a pickup area in front of the junior high office. For our sanitation and safety purposes, we always wash hands. We wear gloves. Our staff will be required to wear a mask during all food prep. We also are in line with our local health department. So we have 2 health inspections a year. So we're ahead of the game on that.
All right, very good. Thank you so much. Now, in the event that we do have students that want to have remote learning, remote instruction, we're going to have devices for everybody and hotspots for families. So we have some plans in place how we're going to reach that. In the event we get to a place sometime during the school year that we have to shut down and clean a building and perhaps even quarantine for 14 days, we want to have the option to go remote immediately. So there's going to be a lot to do with remote instruction from our IT department. So Richard Tollett, who's our IT director, can you give us a little update on what your department's doing to get us ready for remote instruction?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Hello, Pirate Nation. The IT department for the school year 2021, we're actually planning on issuing devices out to every student, K through 12. K through 2nd will be using iPads, and grades 3 through 12 will be issued Chromebooks. The Chromebooks will be in a case, something like this, as you can see, where it can be accessed just by unzipping it and then opening it up, just like that. Now, we're also in the process of expanding our Wi-Fi to accommodate anybody that wants to come to the campus parking lot and access our Wi-Fi through there. we're also going to be sanitizing all the computers that are in the labs, libraries, all those that are out there for anybody else to use. But again, each student will have their own device to be able to use in class or at home.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, as we move to each of the campuses, we're going to have each of the campus principals to weigh in a little bit on some of the plans that they have for their campus back to school, a little bit about summer school, and any of the other things they want to share with parents at this time. So we'll start with the elementary and the elementary principal, Ms. Conover.
Hi, thank you. The elementary is going to be hosting a migrant student summer school, July 21st through the 31st. So we're setting up 2 learning areas for the migrant students, and we've designated certain restrooms, and that will help maintain a clean area, clean environment, and make it safe to the highest degree possible for those students and the staff that are here for that migrant summer school. In general, our adults will be wearing some kind of face covering or face shield throughout the day while they're speaking to kids or in front of kids and things like that. We have a photo here that shows one of our classrooms that's set up for back to school. You'll notice that there's no groups set up in these classrooms like normal, and you'll also notice there's no small group teacher table. We're going to eliminate that for now and keep our kids facing the front to help with that social distancing and keep the virus from spreading as best we can. So facing the front will help with that. We know that working outside lessens the risk, and so we plan on scheduling a lot of time outside in areas where we have shade, in our courtyard, and our patios are really great for that. So we plan on doing that a lot. I know everyone is very excited to find out who their child's teacher is, or who their child's teacher is going to be. We are still in the planning phases of how we want that to happen, but we do know that we are incorporating a plan for our new to the campus second graders to get to actually come on and see the campus for themselves in person, but that information will come out soon. So keep your eyes on our social media. We will be posting our plan as soon as we get it all developed.
All right, thank you so much. Let's move on to the junior high. We have our junior high principal, Libby Stewart. Can you give us a little overview of what you are planning?
Sure. We're really excited about kids coming back on August the 13th. As we've already mentioned, when our kids come in, they will be scanned. And then instead of congregating generally in the cafeteria like we do in the mornings, kids will be going ahead and going on to their first period classes. That will give us the opportunity to help social distance our students. We've set up some of our transition schedules during the day, again, to keep students socially distanced as they move throughout the hall. So we will be staggering our bell schedules. That will give kids the opportunity to move to classes before all the other grade levels are in the hallways. We've set up some flexibility in our schedule so that students can take personal breaks as they need to throughout the day as well. As I said before, students will come in the mornings, breakfast will be served in the classrooms, and then we're also planning to go ahead and serve lunches in the classroom as well. That will help break the students up so that there is distance between them. And then one of the things that we want to be able to accommodate them is to allow them to bring water bottles to school. So students will be allowed to do that. We have modified our school supply list, and that will be coming out next week. So instead of us picking up school supplies like we've done in the past, students are going to be needing to take care of and to carry their own supplies. So water bottles can be some of the things that they put in their backpacks, as well as binders and so on. So again, that will be put out next week so that parents don't overbuy. Many of our courses will be blended, and we've talked about that a little bit already. At junior high, it's so important for students to be able to have that contact with each other. But because of the virus, that's one of the things that we're going to have to rule out. So we want to be able to use that blended learning to give kids the opportunity to still work together, but through the use of technology. So as students work with their devices, they will still be able to do projects and have that interaction as they're in their classes. You know, we are very aware of the fact that our world has changed. So we're trying to accommodate things that we're doing here at school to prepare kids for our new future. We can't wait to see the kids on August 13th.
Yes, very good. Thank you. Thank you. High school, high school principal, Mr. Garza, can you give us a little information about high school's plans?
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Just like the junior high and elementary, we're excited to have everybody back on campus August 13th. But, you know, as our high school kids start rolling in on our campus, we will have we'll have a strategic plan so all the kids can actually go to a classroom instead of congregating throughout the campus, making sure we have social distancing measures that way everybody can stay safe. Once the bell rings, you know, we're going to really strategize and implement a bell schedule, and we're going to outline, you know, we're going to have our master schedule really catering to the kids, making sure that we have breaks throughout the day. And again, you know, we're going to offer some blended learning opportunities, a lot of online stuff. So our kids have the opportunity to learn in different ways, so we can maximize our learning here at the high school. But we're going to, you know, like the middle school and other campuses, we'll have social distancing markers throughout the campus, just to make sure we have a visual for our kids, just to show the importance of keeping that social distance. And, you know, like I said, we're going to really limit the kids in the hallways between classes, and we have to really have a strategic plan. And we are currently working on that plan. We just need to finalize everything. That way we can ensure safety of all of our kids. Thank you.
We're going to check in with Jammie Fewell, our primary school principal, and see what her plans are for back to school.
Hello, Pirates. We want to share a few things that the primary campus is doing to prepare for our students' return in August. One of the things I know is always a big event on our campus is our Meet the Teacher. Obviously, that's going to have to look a little bit different this year. So we are planning on a different type of Meet the Teacher for our pre-K and our kinder students. We know how important it is for our parents and our young students to meet the person that's going to be spending their days with their child, their classroom teacher, and see where their child will be spending their time. As a parent, that's important. And so we will be working out a system where we have parents come one-on-one, so it won't be a group setting. And also for our first grade students, most of them are already familiar with our campus. They know their way around. So we will not be inviting our families to come into the building for Meet the Teacher, but we will host a drive-by evening, or we'll have several hours set up where you can drive by, meet your child's teacher, drop off your school supplies. I know that's tough on the littles when they have to carry all that in on the first day of school. And then teachers will share information with parents as far as remind codes so that you can get set up to connect to their account and their Facebook pages. And our first grade teachers do plan on sharing videos that tell a little bit about themselves, giving you and your child a tour of the classroom, just so that they become a little more comfortable before that first day of school. There is a big thing that I need you to take care of though. August the 4th, by August the 4th, we need everyone to have registered. You will need to have gone to the lytleisd.org website and make sure that you've completed all of the links for registration. On August the 5th, we plan to, we will advertise, but we plan to host a drive-by evening where parents can come and pick up their child's postcard so that you will find out who your child's classroom teacher is. But the catch is you must have completed registration by August the 4th in order to get your postcard picked up on August the 5th. And from that moment, teachers in pre-K and kinder will be scheduling personal one-on-one time slots to come in and meet them and see the classroom for those students. So please be sure to take care of that by August the 4th. We want you to know we're just like all the other campuses, we're doing everything we can to come up with things that will keep our staff and our students safe. And, you know, we look forward to seeing you in August. Bye.
Thank you. I think that is one thing that we want to let parents know and realize, that at this time, these are the plans that we're making, but we are being very flexible. Each principal and their leadership team are working on plans right now, knowing that 2 weeks from now, things could change and their plan might be altered. But this is where we're at right now, and this is what we're planning to do. So, thank you so much. Coach Wilson, our athletic director, can you give us an update on what's going on for the fall? Are we going to be able to play sports, or what's UIL telling us?
Yes, ma'am. As we wait for guidance from the UIL, we are positive that we will have sports start here in August. Seasons may be shorter and in a different order, and the stands may not be able to be at full capacity, but we predict to see Friday Night Lights here in Lytle. The coaching staff has worked hard the first 3 weeks of strength and conditioning, and we were blessed to have no positive COVID-19 tests. Unfortunately, we did have to suspend workouts till July 13th for caution and safety of our athletes and our coaches. During this time, parents, please remind your kids to practice social distancing, wear masks, and wash their hands so that when we come back on the 13th, we'll be able to start workouts. We want to reassure you that the athletic staff has been and will continue practicing social distancing, doing as much of the workouts as we can outside, and doing daily cleaning of facilities and equipment. We know the school year will look different come August, but I want to assure you the athletic department will make it as safe as possible for your child. Go Pirates.
Great, thank you. I know everybody's looking forward to that. Loretta Zavala, our Career and Tech Director, can you give us a little update on what's going on in our Career and Technology classes?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, everyone. Just so that you know, in our CTE classes, where we're able to, we're going to be having lessons held outside in what we would consider other learning areas. These are places like your greenhouse, your ag barn, or in the shop where we can roll up the garage doors and let a lot of fresh air come in and just increase the airflow. In situations where outdoor and open air instruction is not possible, students will be appropriately spaced, and we are going to make hand washing and sanitizing required. Additionally, equipment such as tools and keyboards and things of that nature will be sanitized between uses. Thank you.
Very good. Very good plan. Thank you. All right, moving along, Robby Pierce, our Director of Special Education, can you give us some information on your plans at this point?
Yes, ma'am. As our school district prepares to reopen in the fall, our plans for students with special needs are our top priority. Our plan is to protect them, keep them safe, provide a structured environment to help them emotionally and academically. We will continue providing small group settings. We will provide more individual attention to students and their needs. Once students start school on August the 13th, we will begin assessing each student daily over a 6-week period to find their strengths and their needs. Special ed staff will then start preparing ARDs to discuss these needs with the ARD committees to accommodate our students. All ARDs will be conducted remotely through Zoom, and every special ed student should have at least one ARD this fall. All evaluations have been required and requested to complete. The plan is to complete them in a timely manner. The special ed staff team returns on July the 27th, and at that time, we will begin with the evaluations. When school does begin in the fall, all related services, speech, OT, PT, VI will continue with the requirements and the guidance mentioned in these videos regarding the PPE and the social distance guidelines. And if you have any questions about your child's special ed program, please feel free to call special ed office or send me an email.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. As we're making these plans, we want parents to understand that we need some input from them and what their plans are and what their thoughts are. So we're going to close for 2 weeks. First 2 weeks of July, the school district's closed. And when we come back on July 20th, we're going to be planning to send out surveys and gather some information from parents. So Amanda Lopez, who is our director in charge of curriculum and technology integration, is working on that survey for us. So Amanda, Ms. Lopez, can you give us a little bit of information regarding that survey?
So during the week of July 20th, when we return, a survey will be created, and it's going to be emailed to all parents of children here in the district. The survey is going to ask questions such as whether they intend to send their child to school or they want to do remote learning, how they feel about their child wearing a mask, and if their child will be riding the bus. These are just a few of the questions that'll be asked, but it'll be along the same lines. We'll be using the information and gathering that to help us prepare for the upcoming school year. We ask that parents please respond to the email and complete the survey so that we can make the best decisions regarding instruction while keeping their children safe at the same time.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Now, a little bit more focused on our employees, but still involves everyone. Laura Uribe-Center is our HR director, and so she has a little bit of guidance that we're going to be handing out and giving to employees.
Hi, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well. Our workday calendars for next year are ready. Most of the campus front office staff will begin July 27th. That would be your secretaries, your assistant principals, your counselors. But teachers and aides will begin work on August the 4th. All workday calendars will be posted in the Lytle ISD Human Resources Department section. We're going to be asking that all employees wear a face covering while here at school. The district will be providing you some masks when you come back, and you can see our wonderful administration team modeling them for you.
Okay, thank you so much. Moving along, Mr. Ron, who is our finance manager, she's going to give us a little update about the budget and some of the cost-saving measures that she has taken there in her office.
Hello, everyone. The finance department has been hard at work developing our 2020-21 budget. The board has approved a $20 million budget that includes providing personal protection equipment for the campuses, as well as additional custodians and paraprofessionals that will be used to support our students. A cost-effective way that we have found to help slow the spread of germs are these shields. As you can see, they are made out of shower curtains and PVC pipes, which can be used later in other departments.
Great, thank you so much. Thanks for all the hard work on the budget. We're happy to have that done and getting ready to start next year. So finally, we have Lorrianne Migura, who is gifted in putting all these videos together and making us look better than probably what we really are. And we'd like to ask her to give us some insight on what she's going to do with the website and social media sites and try to keep parents up to date with the latest research and the latest information on COVID.
Okay, hello everyone. Every day, public relations works with the campus leaders as they nail down details around getting our kids back to school safely. We're committed to communicating these details to all parents and families as soon as we're able to responsibly provide all information, processes, and details. So I get a lot of messages on Facebook, I get emails. Parents will individually reach out to me, but I can tell you I don't release that information until, like I said, I can thoroughly answer the questions. And so the best place to go for that information is lytleisd.org and also our district Facebook pages for the latest information. In addition, we are working really hard to, especially over the summer, keep the website up to date with all the latest calendars and that sort of thing. So there are many COVID-19 resources available by simply clicking to the COVID site. And you can also use the search tool on our site, and I'll show you that. You can see the Lytle ISD COVID-19 site has any resources related to COVID-19. And then we have this COVID-19 planning considerations, guidance for school reentry. So this document is provided by the American Academy for Pediatrics. And there's lots of really good information that our leaders are familiar with. And this is great for parents to become familiar with too. On the Lytle homepage, You can always use the search at the very top of the page for anything specific that you might be looking for. It doesn't matter where you are on the website. Wanted to share with the leadership team, I actually found some videos that I thought were lost, but in cleaning up files on my computer, I ran across these, and I think everyone in our community, our staff, teachers, and students will enjoy it. So I wanted to show you guys this right now.
And while you're pulling that up, could I get everybody to step back from your camera and show your shirt to the community? Slide back a little bit. There we go. All right, I would like to thank everybody in the leadership team for helping me out today and sharing the information with our community. I really appreciate it. I want everybody to stay safe. And as always, be a good pirate.